spoke to her before, and then later on he gave her money without talking anything, but she spoke. He says, will be a suffix. It's like, no sanu v'amroi. No sanu v'amroi, the suffix. Do we say the main thing he gave the kiddushin is okay? Or the fact that's the me'ika and the sin is koyach? Or since she spoke, so it looks like the kiddushin is being finished on her, through her. So since it looks like kiddushin is finished through her, it's not good. Because the husband is the man needs to do the kiddushin and finish it. And here it looks that the gemar is being done through the woman. Yes.
Why did Gemara not say it? The Gemara here was Mamaskina, and also he didn't talk about the Ashkenazim. Why did Gemara did not say but not somebody who?
Because the Gemara is a different case. I mean, you ask me a question, I'll answer you. One second. Let's spell out what it says. It says here that the man spoke to her before. Then the Gemara says, what about when he gave, what did he say? The Gemara says he said the wrong words, maybe lemalocha. But if he didn't speak anything, shosik, which means he spoke before, he gave the money and it was silent. The Gemara says, Ochanami vada ubi bekodeshes. Because that's the normal case of asukim. Comes the Tosasri, and he says, if he spoke before and he gave and he was silent, you have a complete kiddushi. You have his amira before and his nasina now, without talking anything. You have nasina and amira, it's okay. So now he says the same way in when he gave and she speaks. He gave and she spoke. It's a suffix in the Gemara. What happened if he had a sukkim and he gave and she spoke? The Gemara is talking about there was a sukkim. He gave and he spoke the wrong words when he gave. Suffix wrong words. He wants to say no. If he spoke before and he gave and she spoke, which there's a problem that she's speaking, even though the right words, not wrong words, the right words, but she spoke, not him, will be a suffix. Why? The different suffix, not because maybe tzalosi means melochi. She says, Agin Kodesh Slecha. The reason is because maybe the kiddush was finished through her. Why the Gemara didn't bring this case? Because it's not what the Gemara is dealing with. The Gemara is dealing with that he spoke. When he gave, he spoke. When he gave, he spoke. Tzalosi, Ezrosi, 1 second. He gave no san ve'omar. That's the Gemara's case. He gave and he spoke. So why? So the Gemara says, if he gave and he spoke, if he gave and he was silent and he was medaber, but that works. If it was medaber and he gave and he said those words, it's a suffix, maybe it's the wrong words, maybe it means the malacha. Comes the Toshas and he says, let's make copy paste. What would be if he spoke before, he gave and he didn't speak, which have a suffix at the time when he gave and made good words on malacha. She spoke. And the fact that she speaks is a sign that's no good. Because it's not, the kiddush will be nigmar on her. It's a suffix in the Gemara. So, what? The reason. Because when he spoke before, and he gives and he speaks the wrong, maybe the words mean melacha, so he maybe spoke the wrong words. In this case, he spoke before, he gave and he was silent, but she spoke good words. But she spoke. She's not going to go. But she spoke. The fact she spoke, there's a sign of Gemara there's not a kiddushin because the kiddush has been nigmar, being finished through her, and we need that the kiddush will be nigmar through the deeper range, the speech of the man. It's a different case. I'm answering you 3 times. The Gemara did not speak about this case. You can't ask why the Gemara should speak about it. The Gemara is speaking about that he spoke. This is, so what are you asking? Yes. Right. What is here? You're asking the Gemara should have said what? One second, relax. This is wrong. Your question is wrong. I'll tell you why. Because when it's a weird language, we ask him, am I asking? If it's not a sukkah, he doesn't know what she's saying. The Gemara says it was medaber, she knew what he's talking about, but maybe it's the wrong language of Melacha. But when in the Gemara Daf Hamud Beis, he told her, Arean Mekudeshes, he said the right words. And all women knows what is Arean Mekudeshes. So you're wrong, no question. The Gemara could have asked my asking on. No question.
You see, we open up Shulchan Aruch. It's different. The question is different.
Yes. Yes.
He makes it knife. They bring it tonight. They don't say here. No son who Bomahi. It makes it not. Even that is Kedushin Vada. He loves Sophie.
Right. Stop, relax. But if it says no sanu v'omroi, Sophie. What? Forget. What's this classical case that he spoke before? He scratched his head before. That's all. We're not talking about medaber b'chal. You don't have to add those. You won't have to speak of that the no classical case. Nothing to do with the Gemara. So Hanoch is telling you the halacha, but it's nothing to do with the classical case. No sanu v'omroi. We're talking about that's what we have. He gave it. She spoke. We don't have to say, and he scratched his head and he jumped through the roof. Okay, that works. What I'm doing is that's a chitimtze. That's not a normal case. Yes.
The Shulchan Aruch say that the woman must accept the Kiddushin. And why she's not able to say, I accept you. I am for
But
you.
she didn't speak.
No. Natan U Amor I. Why she's accepting him.
Right.
And why in Kiddushin?
It's a suffix.
It's a suffix, I know it's a suffix, but she must accept the Kinyan.
She accepted.
How?
Because she already spoke. She received the money and she spoke. No, not from her side. It's a suffix on the husband's side. Maybe he didn't mean for Kiddushin, or maybe it doesn't work because Kiddushin be a lot of pshatim. He makes a big kiddush. And not only no sanu v'omahu. No sanu v'omahu. Right? But he's telling you a chidush din. And no sanu v'omahu. Even the taberim is kiddushel. It's just something because maybe Hashem, because the kiddush nigmar al yodo. What do you say? Yeah. You don't care. They said, no, you didn't listen. Even if you involved the suffix, but it's the kiddush nigmar al yodo. We know he means the kiddush because medaber imo, and he gave him. We know it means the kiddush. Not the problem from the husband's side. The problem is that the kiddush is nigmar al yodo. There's a sign nigmar al yodo. That's why it's no good. They just say yes. The what? You don't care what she spoke. Okay.
So how do you explain Pshat?
That's a machlekes. Machlekes is the fact she speaks is a chisorim because the kiddushin is nigmar al yodo, or for the fact she spoke, we don't care. Since it's medaberimo before, and now we gave her. I don't need her speech. Her speech doesn't damage. Yeah. V'chen begirush. Let's continue on the Tosafos. V'chen begirushi. Same way by divorce. Omar lo, he told her. Arean meshulachas. Arean megureshes. You've been sent away, you've been divorced. הרי המותר זה חולוד ומפמיד לו אומר, הרי זה מגורשת, she's divorced. כל הלשוינויס, הלולו, all those languages, works. וכן הרד לעצמך, you're to yourself. אין צורך לאומרם הבעל בפה. All those languages, the husband doesn't need to say it in his mouth. אלא היי אומר רוחין, when it says the word אומר לו, וכן בגירושין אומר לו, the word אומר לו, the פירושי is, he wrote to her. אוכין פירושו. אלא היי אומר, that when he says אומר, אוכין פירושו, this is what it means. Omar lichtoi baget, he told the witnesses to write the get, or the shoy sefer, to write in the get. Kach, this language. She'im baget lo yakatu. If in the piece of paper was not written those languages, eno moil diburoi, these words by heart doesn't help nothing. She'omar oli klum. Whatever he told us, nothing. The besefer migareshes. The Torah says you get divorced with a book. You hear this, Alex? How do you divorce a woman? With a book, with a kisus, with a get. Sefer Kritut, yes. Sefer Midyareshet, v'lo bedvarim, not with words. Again, if I give a woman a piece of paper that it says there, and Monday, 2025, in this city, we made a decision to separate. With divorce, it's okay. But if he didn't give her a piece of paper, he said it by heart, today I want to divorce you, there's no meaning. Why? She only can be divorced with a piece of paper. And he says, once a piece of paper divorce, I don't need the mouth. The mouth doesn't mean anything. Since in get, he wrote this language of what? You permitted to all man, you divorce, or those languages. And so he doesn't need to say it in his mouth. Rather, he needs to say, this is your divorce. He tells her, what is he doing? He's doing a divorce. But he's not saying, I'm divorcing you. You are divorced. Because his words are not divorcing her, the piece of paper is divorcing. He can only tell her, this is you get. To inform her, that's what he's doing. The two law and anymore nothing. As it says in a couple of places, turn the page. A couple of mishes or brises. Get is not similar to Kiddushi. The get, alashon katu b'tocho. The get, the language is written inside a piece of paper. Therefore, he doesn't have to say nothing in his mouth. And if he said it in his mouth, there's no meaning. The only thing he needs to tell her, to inform her, this is you get. But he's not saying, his words, the get is the divorce. Exactly. But it was nothing written inside a piece of paper. And he said in his mouth, ain't no klum, is nothing. I need a book to divorce. There is. I tell you, because you need a suki. If he gives her, if in the get is written language was not clear, she doesn't know what it means, and you have a suki of divorce, and he gives her that piece of paper or those words, she understands them, and that's what it means. Oh, that's what he's saying now. By Kiddushin, the money he gives her, in the money it doesn't written anything. It just says, in God we trust. There's nothing more. In the money is not written anything. It's not written in the money anything. Therefore, I need to speak in the mouth. So the mouth is part of the divorce, of the Kiddushin. Again, by Gitin, the speaking is nothing. Because the piece of paper written, the speaking through the paper is what does it. And by verbal is nothing. By Kesef Kiddushin, the Kesef cannot do the Kiddushin because the Kesef is not written anything, is missing. You only do the Kenyan, but you need the deeper, you need the words. So your words are attaching itself to the Kesef, both together as a unit, making the Kiddushin. So that's when your mouth, you have to speak the proper language, yes. The Toysasri. Read.
By making the distinction between the saying of again and the saying of.
Because like it just before people got mixed up. Because on both cases, Gitin and Kiddushin, the Gemara says that if they spoke before, Ayu Asukim Boisin, they were busy in the subject of Gitin or Kiddushin before, he doesn't need to tell anything when he gives. What does that mean? So by Kiddushin it means one thing, and by Girushin means another thing. Let's go by Kiddushin and Girushin. If he spoke before, and by Kiddushin, and when he gives it the piece of metal, silver, so he doesn't have to speak. And the speaking by Kiddushin is an integral part of the Maisa Kiddushin because the piece of silver doesn't speak. It's not written anything on it. So then, if he spoke before, he fulfilled when he gave the money later on by speaking before. That speaking before is part of the giving of the silver because you need to speak when you give the silver. So the speaking before is part of it. But by Gitin, that I don't need to speak about because it's written in the star. And if it's not written in the star, I can speak all I want yesterday. Right? If he spoke about Girushin before, and he gives a piece of paper that's not written, Aramigureshes, it's nothing. And not only that, if he gave her a piece of paper and he said now, not before now, and there's not written a piece of paper, it's also nothing. It's only when I've written down. When I've written down, so I've written down. So 1 second. So I have written down. So what does it mean, Ayu Asukim? If it's in the get, it's written in a weird language that is not clear what it means, and I have talking to her before, so I know what it means inside the shtar. But it's not my words are doing it. My words before are doing it. By Kiddushin, when I spoke before, and now I give the money, the silver, so my words before are attaching to the Maise Kicha of giving of the money now. 1 second. By Gitin, when he spoke before, and now he gives a bad language. What do you mean give bad language in the get? It's written in the get a bad language. So then what? It only gives me indication what the language means. But doesn't make any, it's not my words before are doing something with the get now. Asukim by get doesn't mean that the asukim before, the words before is like speaking now. Only means it reveals the intention. By Kiddushin, the words before is like speaking now because the speaking it's part of the Maisekicha. But by Gitin, the speaking verbally is nothing. It's only what is written inside. So what I need a sukim for altogether? If it's not written inside, only verbally, it's nothing before or now even. And if it's written, so what I need my words. You're right. I don't need my words. My words before only tell me for her to understand that those words means Girushin. Is Rotzah, not so. Exactly. It's not integral actor. It's not an integral actor in the Maisa Girushin. Society just to give you an atmosphere to understand. There's not an integral actor in the act of Girushin. That's the Teshuvah. It's a big Kiddush. Without Teshuvah, I won't know this. It's a big Kiddush.
You say it again?
Yes. 1 second,
The get.
the woman who wrote the get Sofer. Yes.
How is it possible that the software don't have the lashon of get?
No, the Sofer only writes what the husband dictates. So whatever the husband said, he writes. Yecheskel, you know who is Siri? Who is Siri? Exactly. She does what you ask her to do. That's all. Robot. Whatever the husband says, that's what he writes. Seven Mishnah. It's a Mishnah that's the Mishnah in Gittin. He has to tell her later on. It worked, but he has to tell her later on. Why it worked? Because the shtar inside works. Not part of the Maisa Girushi. It's only right. Or to Megalef for the husband's side that he's Megaresh. Or the Eidim. Let's see what he says. Ve'im Omar. I'm reading now, I'm continuing on the Tosha Sri. Ve'im Omar lo, if he told her, Arei ze kiddushayich. If he told the woman, this is your marriage. But he didn't say, I'm marrying you with this. He just says, this is your marriage. Eino klum is nothing. Shein katubot van kiddushin. In the piece of silver is not written anything of kiddushin. Shein kosuboy dovo is not written anything, nothing in it. The kiddushin uloshon egdesh. Kiddushin is the language of sanctity. Uma dibur uzeh. What kind of words is this? The Omar law that he told her, this will be a sanctity. This will be kiddushin. David, this girl's coming in from the Philippines. Nothing, and not for you, because she sent me WhatsApp. Hi, David. I don't know. It came to me. I'm coming to Israel. I hope this trip. I want to show you this. If that's not it. I don't know.
Have you want to wipe this up?
Not me. It's my wife. Yes. Yeah, I'll try to send you. Yes. Hold on. Maybe somebody else.
Miracles all the time.
Okay. Anyhow. So he says when he tells the Areza Kiddushayich is nothing. Because he's saying this is your hegdesh. This will be a hegdesh. Nothing. He needs to say, Arad Mekudesh Asli, you are sanctified to me. You are then he does the sanctity. You going to be engaged to me, sanctified to me in this, through this. Not this is it. Rather, this will be, or you will be. What happened if someone is mekadesh a woman with a star? So then it's similar to Gittin. Because he wrote inside, he told in the mouth, this is your kiddushin. It will be good. Because the words inside the star are mekadesher. But by kiddushin kesef, the silver is not written inside. So you have to speak. So you speak as part of the Ma'aseh Kinyan. So you have to speak properly. So what does the Tosha Sri said? What is he saying here? Tosha Sri is saying two things. Number one, he's saying that nosanu v'omroi. If I have medaberim or biskidushel, it's still a suffix. Because the fact she spoke, she destroyed because she looks like that the kiddush is nigmar al yodo. And I need the kiddush to be nigmar al yodo, that's one side. It needs to be a suffix of kiddush. Again, nosanu v'omroi is a suffix. He's saying even medaberim or the suffix will still be there because maybe kiddush is nigmar, part of kiddush nigmar al yodo ruins it. And now he says by kiddushi, by girushi, if he was medaberim al is girushel. If he wrote in the shtar, languages were not clear means girushi. You have to write it when it says it. Omar lo means he wrote it a get.
How did you say? With a right language.
He has to write in the get the languages, and if he wrote languages was not clear, you can have medaberim on skidushel, then she knows what he's talking about. So then you have him speaking through the shtar, and you have medaberim to know what he's talking about. So she knows she's getting a get. And we know that the Eidim know he's giving a get. So it's only mitzad the Eidim and him, or mitzad the Gavra, as the Baal HaMor says, he has to mevarer the likuchi, the shlichus, the shiluchim, or the Eidim need to see birur shluchim. Nothing with her.
What happened?
He write unclear language, so then how the Eidim know it means divorce. How does he? So he needs to say in his mouth. he needs to say in his mouth that this is in front of the Eidim, that this is for Girushim. So then it works. Or Medaberim on Girushim, and the Eidim solved the Medaber, and he gave this to get unclear language, but before he spoke to her about Iske Girushim, and the Eidim saw that, so we know clearly when he gave this, that that's his intention. So you have Eidus on it. So it will work. But the Eidus on the Medaberim and Girushim is just to know his intention, what is written in the Shtar. The by Eidus and Medaberim is Kiddushin, it's not to know what the Kesef is about. It's to mashlim the Kenyan deep with the Kicha through the Kesef. Because the Kesef is only silver, it's not written on anything. So you need the Dibul. So the Dibul there that they didn't see it through Medaber is to attach it to the giving of the Kesef. It's not just to know his intention. Mitzad the Eidim and Mitzad the Gavro, the Mevar, the Shiluchim. No, it's Mitzad the Maise Kicha. Understand? It's different. By Girushin, when he has Medaberim, when he has unclear language in the get, the Medaberim on his Gito means as for the Tachas of the Gavra, the Girush will be clear in the Shiluchim, or the Eidim need to know that he does the Shiluchim. But it's nothing to do with the woman knowing about it. Because I don't need the woman is Baal Kocho, and the get does it all. So the get did it just the Eidim don't know the get is doing it. So you need the Eidim to know through the Medaberim before. But what? Yes.
Doesn't write nothing because that may be
I Kiddushin and the money is written in nothing. So the Dibur now, or the Dibur before through Asukim, is not just a Megala's intention for the Eidim or for himself. It's for the woman and himself in the Maise Kicha, in the act of a taking, he needs a Dibur to be attached to the Kesser that his Kesser is giving for. No Salu Vomari is no good because Shim the Kiddushin Nigmar Alyon is not good. But Medaberimo, at least he Kiddusheo and he gives and he's silent, so then you have Nesina with Dibur, complete Dibur, it's okay. La 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 la. People have to learn this, go over it. Chidush Meiri, Ramban, and Ritva. Then we have to go through. I want to go through the Avnei Miluim here. Kiveiger and Avnei Miluim we'll see. Kelkas Mechoike Meluim. Rabbi Hanania ben Akashi Oimer. Rotza Kadosh Baruch Hu Lezak Yisrael Lefika. Here, when you tell you that I'm not going to say Matzit, don't come here. It's going to be Amen. Don't go to say. We have to go to say. Ein Chol im Himmel Chol Lechem Vol Beis Yisrael. Ba'Golov Izman Korim Im Romen. Vishtabach, Vishmoav, Vishomam, Vishnasei, Isador, Vishalevi, Salor, Shmei Nekudesho, Brichu, Leilom Mikol Mikosov, Shirosov, Shirosov, Nechamosov, Amiron Bobo, Vimome, Al Yisrael, Al Rabbanot, Talmidei Yoram, Talmidei Salviloi, Val Kol Moskim Boy, Shmei Bechol Azar Masar, What Shlomo what Kings the coming. I because I'm going to go through all of the Shlomo every woman. Shlomo Abom Shlomo every going some woman. Especially when we are similar Hamo Shlomo more than going some woman. Yes.
So we Hayim's house, I heard is very far. Hayim.
Yes.
But it's very far.
Yes. It's about an hour and a quarter.
If I go separately or the middle house?
It's going to be tonight.
Tonight?
It's a car that goes there.
What time?
I don't know, 7 o'clock. We have to speak to my son Moshe.
Okay.
We have space. I'm not.
Because I don't know how to get there.
עד העולם האנושה, שתדעו כך, היא כך, לא כך, אז בעדים.
זה נגמר על יום. הסוד של זה הר"ן ככה. גם הר"ן אומר.
אומר פה, זה חידוש.
יש מפרשים אחרים, זה גם הר"ן אומר, זה הספק.
טוב, אני אומר משהו.
ספק פה שבעיקר ודאי, זה נפקא מינה האם האם יש צעד שהאמירה זה חלק שווה
זה לא פה, זה לא פה.
לקיחה,
או לא, זה
או
לא
לא?
משהו.
הוא לומד כמו הראש עיקר זה הנסידה, שום הווה מן שהאמירה זה העיקר. מה הצד זה מועיל? סליחה, נוסנו,
הוא לומד
הם לומדים לא כמו הבעד, לא לומדים זה שווה. נוסנו ואומרוי ונוסנו זה אותו דבר. נוסנו ואומרואים, או נוסני ואומרו זה אותו דבר, זה לא לומדים זה אותו דבר. אז אם העיקר הוא זה נוסנו זה עיקר הנסידה. וזה הצד שזה מועיל, הצד זה לא מועיל כי זה נגמר על יודה.
לא, אתה יכול להגיד את זה בשתי צדדים? לא ככה. תגיד לא ככה. אתה יכול להגיד באמת, זה רק הקניין. הכל נגמר מה שבסוף. זה הצד כאן. מי גומר? מה?
הצד השני זה מועיל.
הצד השני מועיל.
מה הצד זה מועיל? אני אומר, כי עיקר זה הנסידה.
יש גם כאן, אני משמע.
מה אומר? הוא רק מביא את הצד שזה לא מועיל. כי נגמר היודה. צריך שהדיבור, זה הצד השני. מה הצד הראשון?
נגמר דבורים,
מה הצד הראשון? העיקר זה הנסידה.
לא.
לא אכפת לי ממנו.
לא בגלל או שלא מפתיע, או שאני יוצא גומר או לא?
יאללה, נו, בשייגן, דייה, בשלוש וחצי.
אם היא לא חלק, אם היא לא חלק בכלי של החידון, או, כבר שהדיבור הוא חלק מהכס לא מורנינג.
Se regeneran, pero están muy no, me dijeron, es que ya ha habido un año y que se te quita rápido, pero sí. No, una pregunta no, el problema la rehabilitación de por ejemplo, los de padres, tenis, también por la
Está uno con un taladro martillando que
no, y no están muy salados, están
esto de Saez. Parece que hay que utilizarla. No, ahora se encontré de
no, pero se ve la cantidad bueno, aquí también le di Trump bienvenida y a ver cuando le dan le dije, guerra, aquí está, me voy. Entonces, con el doctor que explico. Gracias. Ahí le pone. Sí, grande con embutidos. Todo tipo de embutidos, todos, me lo liquido todo. No,
Pero cosa aquí, ¿verdad?
Y aquí está. Y así está.
Ahí sí, ¿qué es ahí?
¿Cómo te llaman en inglés?
Mira, compadre.
Ah, bien. Sometimes it's time, sometimes you're late. It's 50-50.
Es como
No, pero justo lo que dices,
como lo que haces la foto. Pero qué cámara. Yine direkt atasya no lo pillas en agua, y luego
dicen que cuando vienen con la I guess he got so bored. Right? It's like trumpet.
Recuerdo de Amado, antes de que se siente ya orden, orden. Aquí a la puerta, Bueno, usar el mismo para andar y el teléfono usar lo mismo para andar.
Look Canadian, like it's like.
Pues obviamente, bueno, que pero hay muchas bendiciones en de México, para la Mateo. ¿Sí? No. Padre, no, el padre de Bolivia. Ah, Bolivia, guapo. Pero ahí no tiene buen tren. O sea, es muy Bolivia. La regla, la forma, se meta por... Mira,